And so this brings us to number 3. If you're looking for a new job, you don't want to tell them your current salary. And this is the same reason why employers don't want to post salaries, because they don't want to tell current employees what they could be making if they were a new employee. It's like those cell phone plans, like only applicable for new customers. It's like, well, I've been with you for 20 years. You won't give me the deal? Nope. You got to leave us and go somewhere else and come back in a year. Then we'll give you that deal.
That's a great example
with employers. So number 3 is telling them your current salary. And Kip, I know you're a huge fan of not telling them your salary.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the why. It doesn't matter. It's completely immaterial. The only thing that matters is what is the market rate for the job that you are applying for. That's all that matters, because here's the thing. Your current salary is appropriate for the organization you currently work in, for the duties and responsibilities you currently have. If you're interviewing for a new job, then you're going to be in a different context, right? You're going to work for a different organization. Your job's probably going to be different. I don't know many people who leave one organization to interview for the exact same job at a different organization. They're typically seeking increased responsibility, right? So and so therefore, the job should pay more on that basis if you are getting increased responsibility. But let's say you're going from working for a retailer that has an online presence like Walmart, and you're interviewing for a job with Google or Facebook or Apple. Well, Walmart as a business is in retailing, and it operates on a fairly low margin. So they're going to be constrained by how much they can pay you. And that's the context. If you go work for one of those high-tech companies, they have incredibly high margins and they pay much, much better, simply because they're in a different industry offering a different product and service. And so if you tell Apple your Walmart salary, they're going to snap that up in a second, right? So you don't want to do that. And so what matters is again, the market rate for the position that you want in the context that you're pursuing it. And that's what matters. So don't tell them your current salary.
Yep. The only exception I can think of for telling them your current salary is if you're using it after you've thrown out a number and you're using it as a way to rebut them. So I've used this example on the podcast before. I had somebody on my team that I was hiring. It was for a new position. We had never hired for that position before. I didn't have a good idea of what that position should pay. So when they said, "Hey, what are you paying for this position?" I said, "I think this is a reasonable number," because I went on to Glassdoor and found a bunch of numbers. They said, "This is the range." And I'm like, "Okay." So I threw out a number, and again, she was coming from a university setting. They operate a very different business model than we do. She's, highly competent in her job. She's a very, T-shaped person, as we've talked about in the last episode. And I said, "Hey, I'm willing to pay you X." And she goes, "Well, honestly, I'm making X plus Y right now. Can you match that? I really want to work for you, but I can't afford to take a pay cut because I've got a mortgage and, our payments and all that kind of stuff." And based on what she was asking, I was like, that seemed reasonable. And so we kind of came to, yes, we will do that. We met her where she was, based on her current salary. So she used that as a salary negotiation. And again, this is one of those things where, you talk about the total compensation package, which we're going to get to in a second. Number 4, we had a lot of things that we were offering that were better than the other place she was working, but we couldn't go above what she was currently making, but we could match what she was making. It was close enough to what we offered that we said, yes, we'll do that. And based on performance, we can go higher later.